Alright, what's up everyone, welcome back for another video, another Knots4Gnar video. This week we'll be putting a few skills together and learning one more thing in the hopes that we can lower our boat down a steep slope or down a cliff face, somewhere where you maybe could climb down easily with two hands, but while holding your boat being off balance be a bit more challenging. So I've come to this semi-steep slope to hopefully demonstrate some stuff together. So my boat's tied onto my throw bag here using a bowline knot that we talked about a couple weeks ago. I've made an anchor on this tree, which we talked about last week. Now I could just let my boat go right here and lower my boat down hand over hand, essentially taking the full weight of my boat in my hands, which is one option, but an easier option I think, or a more useful option I've found, is to use something called an Italian hitch or a munter hitch, which is a simple friction knot which we can add to our anchor here so that I can lower my boat down without the danger of being like pulled off my feet or like dropping my boat and letting it go, because the worst thing you would want to happen is to drop your boat and maybe it hit someone who's climbing down, or it like take off into the distance, you never see it again. So Italian hitch or munter hitch is super simple to make. Make a tape deck, you fold them together so you've got one loop to clip into there. You clip that loop through your carabiner. When you make that tape deck, make sure those two loops of the reel are on opposite sides to each other. So you see how this one's underneath, this one's over the top. Don't make it this way, this is incorrect. When you fold those together, that's just going to get you, it's called a lark's foot, it's just a knot, mistake knot. So opposite sides to each other, fold them over, clip it through. Always do up your carabiner. And then you just do a little function test here. The hitch is going to slip over depending on what orientation it's in. And once you've function tested it and you know it's good to go, now when you let your boat go down the cliff, you can just let it out, and then if it's getting too fast for you, you can stop it by pulling tight. If you want to pull it back up, the knot has to flip back over, but now you can pull it up. And remember, when you let it out, that knot's going to flip over. Kind of a bit of annoying to do in the up direction, but it does mean that you've got that locking power of the friction on the rope, so it's possible here that you're locked off and it's easier to manage. And if you did have to, you could always tie this off, so by taking a bite of rope, going around and tying that off one more time with another little half guy, and now you can be hands-free, which is obviously super useful if you need to do something or help somebody. A couple of important housekeeping points here. Rope management is really important. So I've got my throw bag laid out on the floor with the bag on the bottom, and then just laid hand over hand on top, so that it's going to pay out nice and smoothly. Make sure you do your carabiners up all the time. As you can see, I forgot to do that on this one here. So function check that at the same time you're function checking your knot, and you'll be in a much better position. And then from there, holding onto the control end, you can let your hitch off and then let your boat go down nice and smoothly. And that is using an Italian hitch to lower your boat down a cliff, and kind of putting some of these skills we've been learning over the last few weeks all together. All right, hope this has been a useful video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.